They can say anything they want, huh?
That's their problem.
That's their problem. Right.
Oh, that was so close to being in the green room or not in the green room that you made it under the timer. You're good. It was
I
fine.
was under the line. See, I know
You
what I'm
were.
doing.
You were. You're a professional.
I'm a professional. Yeah, that's it. Well,
Hey, everybody. We know you're there. Good to see you. Welcome to the Thursday night live show again. I think.
yay. Yay. Should we? Oh yeah, we got a lot to discuss today.
Okay.
Jenny just posted that the people that want to do that class, I'm in it, that want to do that coaching class with her. She
I saw
extended
that.
the code.
I
So
saw
look
that.
for that post in the group because the big bunch of us, it doesn't matter if you're Avon or not, but the Avon people were working on a trip. So
Yeah. And
that,
the
that's going
discount
to
she's
be handy.
giving you guys is awesome.
And we all have to do it for personal sales so far. That's what they put.
Yeah.
So
We have Facebook
hello,
user and
everybody.
Facebook user with lips and hearts and good evening, everyone, and good evening, Lisa and Jeff, and good evening back and
Good
lips and
evening,
hearts back, but we
everyone.
have no idea who you are. You have to put your name there for us so we can know who you are.
Yeah,
It-
type your name in because it's showing me Facebook user. I wanted to show you my, this is a new set that Avon's got out right now. And I love wearing these things around because everybody says something and then I sell them. How many can I get for you? Isn't that nice? But it has matching earrings and then a
Very
big
cool.
old bracelet. But I love these. And I'm doing, you know what I'm doing is taking pictures when I get the set. So I'm doing, and Monica knows. Monica does stuff like this for her company. I go, ooh, and take pictures. And then I use the still shots when I post on Facebook. And then I make them into a reel. I have a whole checklist of stuff I'm doing now.
Very cool. All I can do is hold up a book and go, ooh, ooh.
That's why they don't put you in charge of the marketing.
True. I'm
Did
a
you
hell of a salesman, but I'm really not good on the marketing side.
Do you know John David Mann didn't know our origin story?
Really? I thought
That's
we'd
what
told
he
him by
said
now.
at the book club last night. He said he didn't, because I told it because Debbie asked me to tell it to the other two. And he said,
Right.
oh, I didn't know any of that. And I'm like, oh, wow.
I never knew. What's funny is that as many different shows that you and I've been on, we've had guests on this show. I never remember what we've told to anybody, which it works out for everyone in our audience, kind of like it does for my children. Dad's telling that story again. Hi,
Oh.
June. Hi,
You know, I used to
Teresa.
say to my mother, she'd lose her keys or something. I would go, me and Liza would make a joke and say, watch out, Ma, we're going to have to call the National Guard because you'll be wandering around the woods next. And now we actually would have to do that. So I'm not going to say that to you. I'm afraid. I jinxed her. I think I jinxed her. Oh,
Hi,
that's
Maureen.
oh, there's Maureen. Yeah, and Teresa. Yay. Yay.
So tell me about your plans for the week. What do you have going on? Tell me all the. Look, I am a very inactive name only Avon agent, Avon seller. I'm an Avon lady now.
You're an
So,
Avon lady.
so tell
Oh,
me all the exciting things that are happening with Avon this week.
I'm doing kind of a pivot because of the cruise, because the cruise we have a whole bunch of time to work on it. It's like 16 or something campaigns. It's a lot of campaigns, but
Right.
still, they're not going to have a leadership component to earn it like I usually get it for. So
Right.
I'm going to need to sell $30,000 in that amount of time, which I've done many times before, just
Right.
not recently. So I'm out there hustling every sale I can get because 30,000 is a lot of customers.
Right.
So
And you were just finishing up an Avon customer call when you and I jumped on this. So
right.
you're out there doing what you do.
Yeah, I was. I think it's not that I ever hustled less. It's just that I'm more mindful, so I don't pass it to someone else or right. I try to make sure everybody's getting, because I want those sales in my account. And actually, 32,000 is a gift from them to sell that much because my first trip that I earned from them, I had to do 75,000. They changed the rules and made it about increase. And I didn't have, you know what, that was a funny thing about that. Oh, Daniel Carrera's on, Mr. Sausage Man. So, well, you were there that time, and where was that? San Antonio, when he right. Yeah.
Hey, Daniel, we also have a Facebook user that put a smiley emoji, but we can't see your name, so type your name in there for us.
Yeah, type your name in for us. Yes, yes,
Well,
yes.
I am trying to decide whether or not to keep the beard. You know, I've been going back and forth. I put it out there on the site in our group, and then in general, you know, beard, no beard. What do you think? You know, and going back and forth. Everybody, well, not everybody, but almost everybody seems to think that I look better not having the full beard. I have to do this backwards because of what.
Well, it makes you look a little fuller with it here. No, don't say it because that's
So diplomatic. That's what everybody says. Your face looks more round with that.
why is that? I wonder, because you think it would be the opposite of that. With the hair, it would look less round. I don't know.
Well, actually, when I've only got the mustache and the goatee, it's, you know, it's like that. So it draws the face lower. That's what it amounts to.
Yeah.
So I think while we're doing the show tonight, I'm gonna shave this thing off.
You're lucky I'm not there. I would do it, and I would like hit the top of your head by mistake. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
How many places can people show up on a live show on a Thursday evening where they're learning things for their business and watch a grown-ass man shave?
Grown-ass man. Oh, so you're going to get somebody else to come in? Because you're certainly not grown-ass.
I'm going to do it. And so what I'm going to tell you right now is, Lisa, think of this as if we were in the same bathroom in the morning. We were getting ready at the same time, don't think of that. Don't go that far with it. Right? But I'm going to shave my face. Well, I don't know if I can do this backwards. Hang on.
You're going to mess it up. You're going to mess it up. This is going to be awesome. He's going to hit his. He's going. Oh, look. He's going to shave his mustache by mistake. Whoops. Oops. Let's see.
So tell me more interesting things about your week while I shave.
Okay. I just made the decision to go to the Achieve System thing, which I pretty much thought I was going to do in Denver in February.
Yeah.
And the reason I decided to go, of course, is because Scott said he was going to disown me if I didn't show up to something after I joined that group. But they always have a great program there. See, you're gonna mess it up. It's gonna be awesome. Just go, oh, sorry. Oh no, shave one of your eyebrows off.
I've done that before, actually.
Oh god. Okay. But anyway, the thing in Denver, I have enough points to get a free plane ticket, so I just have to pay for the hotel. And they got a deal, the Achieve System thing. So if anybody wants to fly into that and hang out with me, that the deal on the hotel is Embassy Suites in Denver for only $129 a night. That's cheap. And if you
and Embassy Suites is always a good hotel too.
Yeah, and if you want to split a room with me, they usually have ones where they have a pull-out or two queens in there.
You can't put information out like that. We got men and women in this group. They can't all share a room with you.
No. But I even mentioned it because Kim shared a room with me in DC, and she's watching. Oh, Maureen said, I thought this was No Shave November to raise money for cancer.
No, I did No Shave October just because I was bored and needed something to do.
This is let's watch him mess up this shave. That's what we're doing. Because he's trying to do a mirror image of himself.
That's what makes it so hard. What I'm looking at in my screen is actually a mirror image of me. It's not what everybody sees.
Yeah, I see, and I'm waiting for you to go, oh.
I'm just trying to make sure I don't cut my hearing aid.
What's the sock rule? Mention the sock rule,
the sock
Daniel.
Rule?
What's the sock rule, Daniel? I'm afraid what the sock rule is.
I know a bunch of jokes like that, but I'm not going to say them unless we're in the green room. So.
Well, we have to arrange the green room thing for our key players too. Okay, so another thing that's going on is the Network Marketing Magazine. So it's the networkmarketingmagazine.com. One of my team members, something about not taking your socks off because they're not staying that long.
Daniel,
Oh,
I've heard
that
her
one,
say that exact
Daniel.
line
Yeah,
about
that
people.
rule. Okay, that rule. I forgot about that one. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel, that's very helpful, Daniel. Oh, there you go.
Kind of got some of it.
You kind of got it. Oh, now you're going to use shaving cream? Wow. Okay, here we go. And one of
You
my
can't.
cats is acting. Can you hear the cat?
I can, but I think it's because the cat doesn't want me to shave my beard.
Yeah, that's it. He's acting like something's killing him. So either that or we could do like this was, remember, this was at the convention.
Yes.
You jumped. Okay. So the networkmarketingmagazine.com. If you haven't already, I think I put the link there. They have a Facebook group and it's free to join the Facebook group. And every Wednesday, they have a guest on there that's big in our industry, training free for
Cool.
like 30, 40 minutes. And plus George Maydew, he's on there and he's like been big in our industry for like 30 years. So make sure you go and be a part of that group. And one of my downline members, Natasha Leitner, who's in my thing, she thinks she's in my fifth, wrote an article for them this month and she's on the cover.
Oh, very
So
cool.
anyone can write an article. So I had one of my other downline members said, it was funny because she said, well, what did she do to get on the cover? And I'm like, just raise her hand and write the article. That's all
Yep.
anyone has to do. So there's no special thing that you have to be or do other than write an article. So write an article, turn it in, and you are likely to get in an upcoming issue. And it's great because I was doing that early on to get people to know who I was. You know what I mean? Because you can be successful at anything if enough people know what you do. And writing articles for like Upline magazine, what?
I have no towel.
So
This
now
was a
you're gonna
brilliant
walk
idea
around
until I
with,
realized I don't have a towel.
oh, that's
Okay.
and you're just gonna wipe it on your shirt. That's awesome.
No,
Oh,
I'm not.
that's awesome.
I can't figure out how to get it off anyway here.
Oh, you know what? You got more of a neck than you had before.
Yeah,
That's
I'll clean that up a little bit more later. I
yeah.
just thought I just thought if it's going to be this vote, I would shave in front of the group and let them know the excruciating thing I'm doing just to take one for the team.
You take one for the team. I'm gonna take one for the team too. Debbie says everyone knows who you are, Lisa Wilber, and you are awesome. Oh, thank you,
Look how
Debbie.
kind
That's
that was.
very nice. Debbie's from Littleton, New Hampshire, right up near me. So, but anyway, the Network Marketing Magazine, it's one of these perfect opportunities. I used to write for Upline Magazine and some others. You may write an article and they may not print it, but George is really good about printing most stuff. So chances are you get it in print. Then it's up to you to go around and tell everybody you wrote it and that you're in it. And what's neat about that is you just automatically get more credibility. And all you really did was write an article.
Right.
So I think that that's always worked well. Like when I wrote those articles for Upline, I didn't know what I was doing. I wrote about what I knew, which was marketing back then.
Mm-hmm.
And they printed it. And then I bought a whole bunch of those and passed them out. And then it made me look like I knew more about what I was doing.
Yep.
So it's like borrowed. You were doing that too in the magazine for Aflac, weren't you?
Yeah, I had an article published in there. I forget what they called it because it was a long time ago now, but it was something in action.
Excuse me.
Don't remember, but and so that kind of started getting me noticed a little bit. One of our friends that we've been on his show and all that, Doug Crow, he coaches people about that have been successful in whatever career they've had, and they want to take it to more of a national platform or international platform and kind of capitalize and get their message out there. One of the best things you can always do for your credibility is publish. And whether you're self-publishing or whether you're publishing in magazines, when people see your name and they hear your thoughts and they think, that's pretty smart, it helps your brand. So
And as soon as you get one, I think that's how it started with me is, actually, I sent articles that I wrote and got published into I sent them to everybody up the food chain at Avon and everybody up everywhere that I was associated with, sent them up the food chain. And then when Avon got asked if there was a rep to speak to quote in a book, and that was Wave 4 by Richard Poe, they sent Richard Poe me.
Mhm.
And then I was included in that book. Once I got in that book, then I bought a bunch of that book, and I was actually selling that book in the back of the room when I was speaking. And
Mhm.
then I got another book because they saw me in that book. But it snowballs, it works on itself. And I think it helps, it just helps with your credibility. And even though you might think the people that read this aren't necessarily going to buy Avon, I don't think you should look at it that way. The exercise for me was if more people know what I do, it works out in the end. I'm not going to think
Right.
about whether these particular people might ever buy from me. I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to think if more people know what I do, I'll be successful at this.
Oh,
And
absolutely. So, like one of the rules that I've heard in the book. You can be successful at anything if enough people know what you're doing. But it's not just about that. It's also about there are things that you will say when you're writing articles or when we're putting books out and all that, that whether or not that anyone ever does business with you outside of that, they're getting something of value for that. That's helping them in some way. And you can't put a price tag on that. When I have someone come up and say something kind about the book and the lessons or whatever that were included in the book, it's you can't put a price tag on that. At least I can. Maybe that's easy for me to say at my position I'm in my life now, but that's
no,
worth a
it's
huge
awesome.
intangible amount.
That's not last night on the book club thing with John David Mann. He's like, tell us about the how the whole blue hair got started. And I told the story, and it was funny because when he didn't know it, but what he did know, he said, "It's so great to see it take off like it has." And he was bragging on you too. That's when I wrote
He's
you.
a
I
good
was
man.
hoping you'd pop on and hear it.
He's a good man. If I had had any way to do it, I would have, but there was no way.
Yeah, Janet Leonard Nyland said, "I have lots of articles you have written." Thank you. Yeah, she was in articles with me that we had done when we were over in Ireland that I showed a couple weeks ago there.
Right.
Yeah, that was, and whenever I get mentioned in something, I save it, I make copies, I buy extras, I
Yep.
pass them around. And I don't think I do it brag wise, even though I don't care if it gets me more people know what I do. I don't look at it like bragging. I look at it like that's part of the job.
Right.
But you know what I used to think, and I bet a lot of people on here think that too. I thought if I did real well, and I don't think you personally ever think that you're doing well enough to be a article writer or to be in the book. You don't ever say, a lot of people say, well, I'll wait till I'm here to do those things, or I'll wait till they come to me because if I do well enough, they'll notice me out here. And that never happens, in my opinion. You have to
Right.
pretty much stand up on a chair and go, hey, I got a story out here. You might like this, with
Yep.
the intent that if they do use you, you can use that to further your business.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I think's hard though is like number 2 thought it was a vanity thing that I was doing it because I liked myself so much. And really it was I really genuinely just wanted more people to know what I did. So I think that's hard because you're gonna have people around you that don't understand the strategy and you still gotta stick to it because I think it still is effective.
I remember back when I was in direct sales and I would drive from Atlanta, Georgia to Montgomery, Alabama, because I had a group going down there. And I would drive down there to do it. And I would laugh about how I could have local people that didn't appreciate it near as much as people. When you drive 3 hours, all of a sudden you're the expert from out of
Of
town.
course.
Anything I said was golden,
You're a bigger prophet in another land. That's
That's
all.
exactly.
I know I told you that when I did that driving around the country thing.
Hmm.
I had ones that I didn't do any people over here in the East Coast, and I sold out Oregon twice.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And you gotta, I don't know if you had this problem, I'm sure you did, is that the people around you aren't necessarily rooting for you, especially if they don't have big goals and dreams. They don't necessarily want to see you reach your big giant goals and dreams. So they're not, I don't think they're intentionally doing it, but they're like acting like they're humoring you by going along with that. You can tell they don't believe you're going to do it. And I think I had to personally not take that on board. I had to think they just don't know me, and that's okay.
Right.
I know me. I know I can do this. I'm just going to keep going and not take what they're saying on board. They'll figure it out eventually.
Right.
That was hard. How did you handle that?
I didn't have the same issue as far as business acquaintances. Maybe it was because I chose to be oblivious, but I don't think so. I don't think it existed so much in what I
You're
did as
pretty
far as the
oblivious
business side.
sometimes.
I really am. It's a skill set. It's a spiritual gift. But had that sometimes a little bit with a couple of family members, not my sister
Right.
or anything like that. But
Yeah.
my mother didn't exactly understand things at times,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and
So, I mean, you still had to deal with it with some
some,
people.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
I, re-
I don't wanna say it's because 'cause I'm a girl, but
I
I don't
would.
know.
I noticed you were a girl a long time ago, but I don't think that would have anything to do with it.
No, I meant the people not thinking I was gonna do anything.
No,
Where
no.
a
I
guy,
think.
they just think, "Oh, yeah, the guy's gonna make it."
Well, I don't. I don't know. I don't have a real answer on that. I ca- the with Aflac, everything was pretty much designed to try to inspire you, to try to get you to go forward, and so I didn't see it too much there. Where I dealt with it was in non-Aflac circles a little bit.
Right, right.
And I remember once when my mother had visited, and bless her heart, she did the best she could. Okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they she basically thought I was unemployed because I
Right.
wasn't working for some company, and I had been working for myself at this point for about, let me think, this was probably about 97 ish, so maybe 96. So it's about 3 years in. It was the first year that I'd made over 100 grand in a year. And I uh, kind of caught what she was saying through ways that I won't go into. And I said, "Come on, we're going for a drive." And I drove her up to the town square in Denton, which in my opinion is one of the most beautiful town squares in the world.
Oh, I've seen
And
it. That is
it's pretty,
gorgeous
isn't it?
with
And
the
I had an
tech.
office there on the square. And
Yeah.
so I walked in the office. I said, "This is where I don't work for a living. This is where I don't have a job." And then I pulled out and this was bad. And God punished me for this. Not really, but he wasn't real thrilled with me. And I said, "And this is how much money I didn't make last year." And I pulled out my damn 1099.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, it was tacky. And I apologized later, but when you have someone who you want them to be your biggest cheerleader and it doesn't work out that way, it's a little
Well,
tougher.
right. You know, I do have a 1099 story that I don't think I've told you.
Oh, a new story. We've
I
been doing this every week for over a year. I'm
yeah,
getting a new story. I'm
I think
excited.
so. I
I'm
hope
excited.
so. I hope so. You know that 1-ton truck I bought? Uh,
Hmm.
I was driving the Hyundai when we went to buy that, and the Hyundai was the last one that I let them make number 2 sign for, because I was the only one that had a paycheck, and they made him sign for that. That always offended me, but I let it happen,
You
and
could
that's
sue them over that now.
so when we went for the truck, I said, "Listen, I need you to come because I don't know anything about trucks, but if he talks to you only, I'm not staying there. I'm not buying it from them."
Right.
And so we go in there and everything, and the guy starts talking to him, and I had my 1099, and I said, and pushed it across the desk, and I said, "I'm the one buying the truck today." And my 1099, I was over 6 figures by then. And
Uh-huh.
he said, "Oh, no problem, ma'am." And he took it into the room, which was like 2 adjacent, and they were making a copy of it. And I heard him talking to the other salesman. He didn't know I could hear. And he said, "Did you see that broad's 1099?" We were sitting in there laughing at that, but yeah, they actually let me take the truck home with my signature only to test it for the night. Never asked him for his signature or anything once they saw the 1099. But
Yeah.
I did. I was pissed. I'm like, and shoved it across the desk. And I said, I'm the one buying the truck today. I may not know anything about trucks, but he's not signing. In other words, that was,
Well, I have to tell you a story. Laurie got really annoyed. This was probably 2016, maybe 2017, somewhere in that range right there. And it was time for her to trade cars, and she bought a Lexus GX 460, the one that took you to the airport. And that's actually Laurie's
nice.
car. And over the course of my career, I've had multiple Lexus, I've had Jaguars, I've had a lot of cars that are nice cars.
Yes.
And I had done business with this Lexus dealership before. But Laurie bought her own car. She makes her own money. She bought her own car. It wasn't anything to do with me. And they send the title out, and it was in my name.
I bet did she lose her shit?
She was less than pleased, and she went in to try to get them to fix it. And when they could fix the title, but it's still in all the Lexus records, every time she wanted anything, it was under my name. And I don't blame her. I would not have been happy about it either. But
Yeah.
and it was just because my name was what was in their system. And when she bought it, I went in with her just because we went together when she picked it out. But it was all her money, everything she did with
I
it.
don't know.
And it was so funny. Well, it was funny to me, not to her.
I don't even know why I let it upset me, because I guess I understand they run across a lot of women that are doing stuff, right? So like when I went to rent property for my Curves franchise back then, I looked at a space, and when the realtor called me and said, we have an appointment to look at the space, she said to me, are we going to wait for your husband, the decision maker? And I canceled the appointment. I wouldn't even go. Right.
Blush.
Right. I mean, I would have thought that she would. Yeah, here's a cue for everybody. Google search people first. I mean, she could have easily found out that I was single,
Right.
or that I earned a lot of money, either way.
And it should just never be her default setting. It shouldn't. And,
right.
One of the things that I love to do, and we did this in Blue Hair, in Streetwise to Saleswise, the main character is a guy, but there's a very strong woman in the story. Two of them, very strong women in the story. I like writing strong female characters, and it's not an intentional thing on my part. It's just something I enjoy doing, and so it's when someone defaults to the setting where they make assumptions based on anyone's gender or their race or age or anything, it just kind of chaps my bottom.
I don't think I've said this before. My mother laughed right at me. I don't consider myself like a feminist.
You don't. You're not, and you don't have to be. But
I just think as a human being, I should be judged on what I can earn, what I can accomplish, what I can or do, and proven to do, not just talked about doing. And
right.
I think I've proven I can support myself and make good life decisions mostly.
Green room.
but oh yeah, wait a minute, the squirrel. Ooh, here we go. Okay, the squirrel will make an appearance.
I reposted that picture of a squirrel that when I was in Florida, Laurie and I were in the Villages, Florida, and we were looking around, and that squirrel was up on that thing 4 or 5 feet from me, just looking at me. And I reposted today saying, does anyone else hear the music from Jaws when you see this picture? Squirrel gets closer. Boom, 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 boom. The squirrel could take my head off. I would not.
He's related to Conway.
Daniel posted a squirrel. Thank you, Daniel. I'm so appreciative.
You know what my mother said about that? I said to her, I don't think I'm a feminist necessarily. It's more like a human being that wants to be treated like a human being. I don't know, an adult human being. And she said, look at how you live in your life. And I'm like, I don't think I'm living it like someone trying to show that women can do something or whatever. I'm trying to show every person should be responsible for themselves.
Right.
And it just so happens more women need that example than men, but that's not my fault.
Men need that example too, because what happens in of course, you can't say anything is gender based or whatever, but when some men that I've known are in relationships where the woman in the relationship, assuming a male female relationship, when that woman is making more money than men, they act like idiots.
Oh, geez.
And I've got, just it bruises their ego. It does, and it's because of all the stereotypes most of us, I guess, have been raised with. But I got another friend. He's got this thing pegged. His wife makes a boatload more money than he does, and he plays golf almost every day. And he says, "I can be a kept man. This is okay with me."
I think as I get older, I think everybody has a strength. Mm-hmm. And it's like my strength is more of working than it is cleaning or whatever else I'm supposed to be doing. And it would be crazy for me not to capitalize on my strength rather than force myself to like other stuff just because I'm my gender.
Right. I've read books, and I can't think that I'm drawing a blank on the title of any of them, but where it talks about rather than trying to improve your weaknesses, try to improve your strengths.
Capitalize on your strengths.
Capitalize on them.
Yeah.
And it makes a ton of sense as far as living life goes. It makes a ton of sense in your business. It's huge.
Yeah. Did you know that's how the whole marketing thing got going, because our company's known for door knocking. There was no way in hell I was going to be door knocking. I'm an introvert. There's no way I'm going to door knock. That's like getting a root canal every day. So all the marketing stuff is because of that, of trying to avoid that. I was trying to figure out a way to do this without doing that.
Right.
Anyway, so the three things that I wanted to say is if you want to go with me to Denver, or you live near Denver and you want to go to this Achieve System thing, it's February 2nd and 3rd, 2024. So next year, I can get you in for free. I got some free passes, so I can get you in. So what you'd end up paying, it depends on who you are, but we could, I don't want to say everybody can split a room with me, because if I end up having 12 people, that won't work. But
I was going to say, they get in for free and you're going to let them share a room with you. Oh my gosh, how sweet you are.
But even if you want your own room, right, it's $129 in Embassy Suites, which is cheap. They figured out that deal. And if you fly in, I'm flying into Denver on Thursday and come back on Sunday. And I actually did it with my points. And the other thing is Jenny's class. We're in the midst of that, and we're doing that together as a crew. So anybody that wants to do that with us, of course, there's a whole bunch of other people that are non-Avon in there, but the Avon people were concentrating kind of on the cruise, because we have to do that for personal sales, and that's what the coaching class is about. And then the networkmarketingmagazine.com, write articles for it. You certainly can do that. He definitely publishes them. Natasha's on the cover. And if you want to subscribe, it's only $9 a month. That is cheap for that content he's got there.
Yep, so, I agree.
Yeah.
George always puts out good content, and you being involved helps a lot too.
Yeah, he's had really big name writers write for him, like Jim Rohn, like Les Brown, all the big ones. Tony Robbins has written for him. All the big names in speaking and stuff have written for him. So he knows them all. He's one of those.
And he's a nice guy. I love it when people who are good at what they do are also nice people.
Yeah, he's funny. He's funny. You know who he reminds me of? I'm trying to think of George Maydew. He reminds me of, oh God, the guy that did Grumpy Old Men.
Walter Matthau.
He reminds me of Walter Matthau.
I tell George that.
He does the cigar. I'm sure he's been told that before. He really looks like Walter Matthau, and he smokes cigars and everything. It was hilarious. What was really hilarious is when we went to that women's conference together, and then him and Bill Gans ended up babysitting my kid. That was hilarious. Because, oh, geez. Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to act all nice and stuff. And me, I turned to the kid and I said, I'm threatening. Like, if you mess up while I'm on the stage, you're in big trouble. Didn't your mother do that, threaten you before you went in the store and stuff?
Oh, and sometimes she grabbed me by the arm and beat my rear end all the way out too. So He wasn't shy about public discipline. I'll just leave it at that. So.
I was just telling somebody that the other day. There's one thing that I wasn't going to put up with when the kids were in high school, the younger, when they first wanted to go to the mall by themselves. And we'd get to the mall and they'd be the back seat full of kids. And I'd turn off the thing, turn around, and I'd say, listen, I don't care if you're my kid or not. If I find out you shoplifted in that mall, I am going to drag your ass back into the middle of the mall and I'm going to beat you. And I don't care if the police arrest me. I am going to beat you right there in the middle of the mall. And you'd hear all of them, their buttholes pucker. Yeah, I never had to do it though, thank goodness.
I had a coach that said something one time, and it stuck. And I've said this on more than one occasion, always joking. Somebody acting up, I say, "You want me to jerk a knot in your ass?" I don't know why that term ever got to be, but I don't think I'd want anyone to do that.
Yeah, that would be wrong, huh?
I'm not sure exactly what the physics on that would be, but I don't want to find out either. So.
Well, we
got to go.
We are done. Look at this.
All right, everybody, we're glad you're here.
Everybody, I should bring this to Denver.
Let's see. Hang on. I want to read this last comment. I can't tell who said it, but someone said, "LOL. I would enter when Lisa talks about someone's butt." Oh, so you walked right into that timing, huh? Who is that? Tell us who you are. Timing in life is everything.
Yes. Yeah. You know, oh,
that's Harjeet. Yay! God, I love Harjeet.
Oh, Harjeet. Yeah, right. You know, yeah, you can go back and tell the group that Jeff and I were discussing butt puckering.
I was just.
You're getting red. You're getting red. Oh, okay, everybody. Thank you so much. Check the group because we put stuff up there all the time. Consider, hopping on out to Denver with me because that's going to be fun.
Especially since you're letting everybody room with you. That's so kind.
I could do a roommate or two, but then after that, you got to pay the 129 people. But Jenny's class and then the networking magazine. That is my birthday weekend out there in Denver, so I'm sure we're going to be doing something fun. Yep. So last time they gave me a naked fireman calendar for my birthday, so I'm hoping. It was awesome. That was like awesome. What a bonus. Yeah, Robert and Noel gave me a naked fireman calendar. Yeah, they know the way to my heart. Oh, you're getting ready. Look at you.
There's not very many times in my life that I can say this. I don't know what to say.
Oh, Daniel doesn't either. Daniel's right there with you, aren't you, Daniel?
I get it, Daniel.
Jeannie says, you guys aren't right. I think we both knew that.
First time I had someone say that to me was my 8th grade teacher, Becky Epperson. She said, that boy ain't right. That boy ain't right. And you know what? She was absolutely correct.
I don't mind. For me, it's kind of like a badge of honor, really.
When you have a skill. All right, everybody. We'll say good night.
We'll be on next week, and thank you.
Oh, wait, one more announcement. Tuesday. Check my Facebook post on. I can't remember if it's Tuesday or I'll repost it. The Go Giver Success Alliance, which is the group where Lisa and I first met, and that's how we know Harjeet, and that's how I know Peg. I don't know if you knew Peg before that or not, but Bob and Kathy do this event in Jupiter, Florida. It's called Beyond the Mastermind. It's an amazing event. It's probably the single best event I've ever been to in my life, and I've been to a lot of events for helping your business and all that. But they're going to do an open Q&A event where anyone who wants to can get on the Q&A, just ask questions to see if it will be appropriate for your business. If you really want to scale your business and take it up to the next level, this is something worth budgeting for. So I'll post information about that probably tomorrow. I don't think I'll get to it tonight.
Which
I have posted before.
you're the special coach. Is that on the February one or?
That's on the late January. There's two in January. The first one's already sold out. There's another one that's in later in January. Yeah, I'll be one of the master coaches on that at that event.
The first one or the second one?
The second one.
Oh, good. Okay. So if somebody signs up from that, they're going to have you as their master coach. Oh, nice.
Correct.
Nice.
Correct.
Awesome.
But
Awesome.
the individual attention is just amazing. Harjeet just wrote, "Beyond the Mastermind is a must go for anyone who's willing to get up to the next level." She's right. This is just an amazing event. The individualized attention that each person gets, they limit it to 8 people so they can give that kind of attention. It's just absolutely incredible.
Unbelievable.
Plus, Jupiter, Florida is like one of the most beautiful places you can go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, okay, sir. Thank you very much for your time this evening. I know you have a busy schedule writing more books.
I do actually. I'm almost at the breathing room. You remember that stage on Blue Hair where we'd finished the book and then it was time to go into the audiobook. I'm in that lull right there. I'm in the breathing room space.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I got to talk to you about the first anniversary of our launch. We need to do something.
Yeah, we need to do something. Plus, everybody, as you hear this, we'll have a launch group for Streetwise to Saleswise too. Lisa's been kind enough to kind of spearhead a lot of that. We'll be rolling that out soon too, and we'll put information about that in the group. If you're part of this group, please join that launch group too. Word of mouth is the best thing in the world for any book, and it's a good book. I
can't wait till everybody reads that one. That is really good. Yeah, I'd actually like to see that one in a movie. Yeah, I don't know if I want to see Blue Hair in a movie unless I'm Bill.
Maybe you want to see the sequel to Blue Hair. This is working for me.
Or the alternate title. No, I'm not.
Green Room. That's what we're going to type. The subtitle for the next book. It could be, said the lady with the blue hair, "This is working for me." Subtitle, Green Room.
Yes, that's what we'll do for sure. Okay.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Love you. And we will talk to you next time. Bye.
Love you guys.